Hey everybody, it is only 3 days until St. Patrick's Day, so I thought it would be appropriate to do this week's Friday Funnies from the bar. And what a week this has been. This has been what I call a week of paradox. You want to jot that down, a week of paradox. For starters, over in Rome, the Pope apparently had a slow work week because in his spare time this week, he came up with 7 new mortal sins. Wow. That's right. In addition to the original 7 deadly sins, being things like greed and lust and gluttony and pride and, well, you know the rest have probably committed 1 or 2. He's come up with 7 new mortal sins, including littering. Littering, that's right. If you're driving down the street, you throw an empty Pepsi can out your car window, be prepared to shake hands with the devil, because you're going to hell. Another mortal sin he listed was drug abuse, although he never really spelled out what drug abuse was. So I looked up the word abuse in the dictionary, and it means to use something in a wrong or improper manner. So I'm just guessing that drug abuse would be like using marijuana to insulate your garage or slapping on some cocaine as an after-shower towel. But that's just me. The one sin, ironically, that was not mentioned this week is the one that made all the big headlines, and that is the sin of paying $5,000 for a hooker. But that's exactly what former Governor Eliot Spitzer, a.k.a. Client Number 9, admitted to doing with the Emperor's Club escort service. He paid over $5,000 several times to get different call girls. And I'm sorry, I thought about this for a while, but I cannot think of a single adjective to put in front of the word job that would make it worth $5,000. But that's just me. Well, those are the stories that made all the news this week, but here is the best of the rest. Our first story takes us to Mexico City, where Manuel Uribe was really looking forward to going to a party with his girlfriend. He was looking forward to it because he doesn't get out much anymore. Manuel Uribe weighs 800 pounds. He used to weigh over 1,200, but recently he lost 400 pounds in an endeavor to get ready for swimsuit season. Wow. So he wanted to celebrate with his girlfriend, so he called a forklift operator and a flatbed tow truck so that one could lift him out of the house and the other one could drive him to the party on the back of the truck. Now, they erected a sunscreen for him with 2x4s and a tarp on the back of this tow truck because apparently he's not supposed to be in the sun. Well, one of the 2x4s hit an overpass, the whole sunscreen collapsed, and the doctor said, "Ooh, your blood pressure has dropped dramatically here in the sun. No party for you." So that's too bad for Mr. Uribe. The party has been rescheduled for the first cloudy day. Or may I recommend night. Night. It's always a good time for a date. All right, our second story takes us to a place called The Village, Oklahoma. That's the name of the city, The Village. Couldn't come up with a more unique or original name than that, but that's okay. Christina Aaron was arrested this week after her 4-year-old daughter turned up for school drunk. That's right. Christina and her daughter share a home, and apparently Christina was enjoying a beer late at night. She couldn't finish it. She went to bed, left the beer sitting on the table. The little girl, who was an early riser and apparently very thirsty, got up and finished the beer the next morning. Christina caught her doing that, reprimanded her daughter, and then took her to school, knowing that she was goon-faced. Well, the poor little girl fell down twice at school, and then she called her teacher a biatch, and she started drunk dialing old boyfriends on the pretend phone in the classroom. That brings me to our final story. This, by far and away, is the weirdest story I have come across in a long, long time. In Kansas, a 35-year-old woman has been sitting on her boyfriend's toilet for 2 years. 2 years she's been sitting on her boyfriend's toilet. Now, I'll admit to you, I've fallen asleep in there for maybe 30, 40 minutes, and, you know, your legs go all tingly and you get that baboon ring, but 2 years? I guess that, you know, he kept coming in every day and bringing her food and water and saying, "Come on out, honey." And she said, "Well, maybe tomorrow." Anyhow, she's out now because paramedics had to be called to remove her from the toilet seat and then to remove the toilet seat from her. Because in that time, apparently, her skin grew around the toilet seat. Join me together as we all go, "Ew!"
Ew.
Oh, man, that's pretty creepy, but she's in good shape from what I understand, and she is all caught up on her reading. Also did about 12,000 crossword puzzles. Hey, that's all I have for you this week. Remember, it is only 60 hours from St. Patrick's Day, but tomorrow is the Ides of March, so if you have really close friends, watch your back. And above all, if you get the hard copy of this week's Friday Funnies, please do not do this and throw it in the street. It's a sin now. Happy St. Patrick's Day.